Well, it's a foreign field. People don't believe in making money online. They don't believe in passive income because they've been scammed, and there's so many fake programs. The only reason why I find it is because I said I was not going to give up. Many people ask me, when are you going to give up? And I just said, giving up is not an option. I'm going to keep learning until I do it. But it took a lot from me, physically, mentally, in every manner. Financially, because I used to earn a very good salary 20, 50, 25 years ago. And after I lost everything, I started with a salary of around $250 a month.
Wow.
Which is below breadline. And even currently, my half-day job that I have is about $500. So I had to do it from a point of having nothing. So I think that is also something that's different to the norm, because most people, I mean, when you're online and there's a program, they will say it's only $500, it's only $300, it's only $200. And they don't realize that for somebody in a country where the exchange rate is against them, that is a lot of money.
This is true. It's a very good point. It's a story that I can identify with personally, because even though I live in the United States, I went through a time a number of years ago where I felt very much the way you did. I couldn't afford anything. I mean, we were just in really, really bad financial straits. The company that I had started and built up had basically disappeared with the financial crisis of 2008. I went from having about 100 customers to having 0 within the course of about 3 months, because the customers that I had were all very small nonprofit organizations. And of course, those disappeared very quickly with the financial crisis. So yeah, it was a really miserable time. And I know what it's like to you don't even know how to pay for like basic necessities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, unfortunately, and that I've learned as well, when you do something for free, anybody that do coaching and everything online, teaching, they will tell you, if you do something for free, people don't value it, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the 1 or 2 persons who would value it, unfortunately have to live with that as well. But I think that's where the persistence maybe came in. And I just had to find a way to do it. So in the end, I did.
Well, what do you think
kept you
going? Because you said you were persistent. I mean, I already gathered that if I were to look you up in the dictionary, I'd find you next to the word persistence. So I equate that with you. But how did you get that? Where did that come from, do you think?
Hey, that's many people have asked me that. I don't really know. I think I'm just too dumb to know how to give up. Do I go and sit in the middle of the lounge and just say, no, I'm going to stop living? Or
True.
I don't know how to do it. But I do think living with those terrible high pain levels also taught me how to persist, because fibromyalgia doesn't kill you, but it makes you so miserable that you don't want to live. I'm very fortunate. Most people get depressed, and they've got depression as part of fibromyalgia. The doctors don't know. They ask me as well, how do I do it? Because I don't fit the profile of a fibromyalgia patient. They put me on a diuretics patch, which is a fentanyl patch that's about 300 times stronger than morphine. They normally give it to terminal cancer patients before they die. And it worked very well. But on 2 years, all of a sudden, I had a reaction where my brain wouldn't give my body the orders that it was supposed to do. For instance, I was on the Saturday and I was lying in the bath for 3-4 hours and I couldn't get out. Fortunately, I had the professor's cell phone number. And he told me to take it off immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, it was the most scary experience of my life, but that made me understand what a deep depression felt like. At that stage, I actually told my GP that you can amputate both my arms and my legs at the same time, and I'll be able to cope with it. But I can't cope with what I have to deal with now. And especially because I didn't know whether it was going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know whether it was permanent. Fortunately, 2 months later, it was gone. But
Wow.
that again made me realize what depression feels like. And all these things that I've went through it humbled me. I don't judge. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. It's almost impossible to do that because you never know what somebody else is going through.
Sure.
But because life leveled me, not even leveled me like I said, it took me underground. It made me a nobody. It made me invisible, where people didn't know who I was, what my abilities were, my personality, my character, my talents. And I became invisible and a nobody. And it was interesting. During that time, I read a lot. And I actually read a book where the guy said, sometimes God makes you a nobody to make you a somebody. Not like in an important person, but he teaches you all these things. So I kind of compared to most people, I don't judge at all.